Why not just have the fan for everything now?
Why not?
It feels fitting.
I'm not pulling out my box fan again like I used to.
That's fine. You know what? I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's acceptable to not do on this occasion, Esme. So I think you're good.
Yeah.
Hello, house guests, and welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Today, we're just drinking water. Hydration, always important. Done. Period. Boom.
Period. And hello, and hello, and hello. I am Lana, your resident diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I currently am just drinking water because, again, water, hydration is important and water is for clear skin. But therefore, if I was drinking something else and anything else, I will be drinking it out of my cup mug.
Cup mug. No, that's cup.
Cup. But you can get your cup merch and your cup mug, and maybe not the cup because
I don't think you can get this anymore.
We're not. That is
an
limited edition.
Limited edition exclusive Esme. But yeah, but you can get all of your other cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com, and all because they have one, so you should get you one too. And we do ship internationally, so there are no excuses.
Hi, it's Esme, and all I gotta say is fuck that bug. In that pressure cooker competition.
Period.
And I'm drinking my sparkling seltzer water out of the cup mug.
Yes.
And yes, this is an Esme exclusive. But I was gonna say I would do a giveaway, but I don't even know how the fuck to do that. So
we haven't done any yet. So you know what? Honestly, it's fine.
It's okay.
We don't have to.
Let me not make empty promises because I'm not gonna be like, I don't know how. That's my mom.
It's one of one.
It's the only one. It's the only one. Period. Unique.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna have to keep this one forever.
Well, until it gets gross, and then you could probably throw it out, and then it's okay.
And then write the cup on another one.
Yeah.
But then
it's reproducible.
Only to Esme.
This is the first.
If I find out one of you has made it, I'm suing you. I'm taking you to court.
Ooh.
Sure.
This is on the internet, so hello. We're back. It's our Monday. It's our Monday recap of Big Brother 25. We go 2 days. We go 2 days without talking about this house and turmoil, intrigue,
trauma,
hand jobs,
other things,
condoms, lots of them, and yet none of them were used.
None of them.
Literally, none of them were used. So normally this is the point in the program where we start out by talking about Sunday's episode, but if we're being honest, all that happened was pressure cooker and nominations, basically. Yeah. So we're going to talk about our favorite moments from pressure cooker, which we've done several times already in our live feed updates, and we were also live for all of pressure cooker, even though you can't see the first 12 hours anymore. But
sorry.
Which is the only hours I was on, so bye.
Literally.
Anymore.
There was like we did a 2-hour stream like that morning, and that's the only thing that hasn't been claimed. So like whatever. But yeah, so pressure cooker happened. We are in the aftermath of pressure cooker. It was iconic. They missed the record by 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Insane. But you know what? That's fitting because the first shall stay first.
Sure.
The second will be second, and when they do it again, they'll miss it by 4 minutes. And third will be third. And okay.
Right.
Okay.
Highlights of Pressure Cooker.
Esme said off the top, forget that bug. Screw that bug. Like, the fly can just die. Like, bump that fly. You ruined everything, fly. You ruined everything. But whatever. Izzy dancing.
Little sneaky little fly in the wall. Fuck that.
Highlights. Izzy dancing.
I was gonna say Izzy dancing as well.
Blue dancing. They cracked me up. They made me.
And it's
laugh.
subsequently knocking both of them out
Both
of the competition.
of them out for dancing.
Jared going out first.
Confirmation that Jared went out first.
Yeah, it kind of like love that. Let's see. Highlight that Bowie dancing
Being
off
Bowie
rhythmly.
Jane.
Being
Bowie Jane, and everybody thinking she's this strategic mastermind, when in reality she's just there being Bowie Jane.
She's just, as Felicia said, fucking Bowie Jane.
She's just there.
Literally.
Like, the woman can't breathe. She can't breathe.
She can't breathe without them being like, fucking Bowie Jane.
She can't breathe. I'm like, this is the one person who, I think this might be the first year that the house or people have a target on somebody for that. I
Literally
for no, I mean, they did that with Taylor, but then even they came around to Taylor. Like, there's no coming around to Bowie Jane, and I'm like, why? She literally,
they've come around to Mimi finally, but they can't come around to Bowie Jane.
I'm like, why? She is literally doing nothing, and I don't have a problem with Bowie Jane. I think Bowie Jane is just a wonderful woman,
a lovely Australian woman.
Lovely Australian
Bowie
woman.
Jane could put out a house fire, and they'd be like, "That was a strategic move."
Right?
Bowie Jane could literally save someone's life, and they'd be like, "Fucking Bowie Jane." Like,
yeah, Bowie Jane could give somebody mouth-to-mouth CPR and be like, "Oh, showmance, we gotta get her out."
Right. Like, for sure. Like, oh my God. I've never seen people just turn on somebody for so quickly for no reason and then sticking to their guns, like not even trying to change their minds at all. Like I said, they did it with Taylor first week or whatever, but eventually people started coming around seeing that Taylor wasn't as bad as they made them think. But like, they can't even seem to think that there's a good quality, any good quality about Bowie Jane. And they didn't reduce to calling her teeth. I'm like, y'all.
To what again?
They're reduced to calling her teeth because she smiles all the time. I was like, y'all are ridiculous. I love Sari. I love Mama Felicia. But they are being ridiculous about this right now.
They're starting. I love Sari and I love Felicia. Let me make that very, very clear. However, they're both getting to be a little much with the way that they're treating. Well, I'm going to say with the way they've been treating Bowie Jane, with the way they were treating Mimi. I would even say to an extent, like a little bit of the way they're treating Blue.
Here it is. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna put this out there. I'm gonna put this on Front Street. Older Black women, we just start saying stuff. Just start saying stuff, and you just get into a mode, and you just say stuff. Now, eventually, when I'm 100% sure when they get out of this house and they go back and see all the stuff that they were saying, they could be like, "Ooh, that was a little harsh. We maybe shouldn't have said all that." But in that moment, when we get into the gossip moments and the gossiping phase, and you sit with your girlfriend, older Black women, baby, and then especially like Felicia, like I'm an older Black woman, and I know I get into my moments. I'm like, blah blah blah. When we start gossiping, we say some stuff, and we just get to going, and it might not be politically correct in the moment, and you'll go back and think about it and be like, "Okay, maybe that was a little cruel." But Felicia is in an old school, and Sari, they in an old school level of you can't tell them nothing. What you gonna tell them? What you gonna say to them? They said what they said. We gossip, and I'm gonna be honest, y'all younger generation. I'm talking about y'all. Y'all a little sensitive about everything. Everything got to be politically correct. Everything got to be right. That's a little too much. You're doing too much. You're too extra. There was no such thing as extra and too much in our day. We just said what we said, and we meant what we meant, and we did what we did. And y'all like, oh no, don't say that. That hurts people's feelings. And oh no, don't do that because y'all a little sensitive to us. To us, I'll say that. To older people, younger people seem to be a little bit more sensitive about things, which is not a bad thing because I feel like sometimes we need to be more sensitive and we need to be more right about hurting people's feelings. But in our day, that's not how we were raised. That's not how we were brought up. That's not how we were taught. It was just say what you mean. The dozens people snap on you, you snap back. You get into a group with your friends and you talk a lot of crap and you just blah 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 blah. And you don't really worry about hurting people's feelings because some, especially in outside world, it's not getting back to them. It's not being recorded, and you can't go back and watch, and they won't hear this. But they need to be more in tune to the fact that you're on television. This is all being recorded. This is all going out into the airwaves. These persons you're talking about, they're gonna see this, so you might want to snatch it up and don't just be so. Now, and then another thing, real quick, we all just understand when we in a house, they in a house, locked up from the world. This is all they have. The same people all the time in their face. They playing the game for them versus 50K. So they already paranoid on top of everything else, on top of just being stuck in a house. Usually when we don't like somebody and we sick of them and they little attitudes and their comments, I just go home. Or I just leave and I don't have to be there. They have nowhere else to go.
They could go to like another room, maybe. But...
and then the person comes in the room and you like, this Bowie Jane. You go again.
Bowie Jane.
Bowie Jane. Every time I walk out because I'm sick of seeing your teeth, I walk into the next room and you go again. So yeah, they get a little frustrated. They get a little agitated. They little gossipy and mean girl-ish. But as we see, everybody in the house gets that way. So we can't just, and even Bowie Jane now, it's like she's really mad at Izzy and Corey. So she has even been getting a little snippy with people. And so
I think there's a difference between getting snippy and annoyed with somebody and actually being mean. And
Bowie Jane's being mean to them. Well,
I haven't really caught up on that part.
I will say she's getting to that point where she's getting frustrated. So her words are getting a little loose with people. And I think that's what it is. Everybody's getting frustrated with people. And so their words are getting a lot more loose about people. Like even Matt has been calling America a bitch, like even more so recently. Like,
where's the uproar with that?
People aren't saying a whole lot about that. But I'm like, people are getting, what are we? They 26, 27 in the house right now. And
something like that.
Something like that. And so people are getting a little more loose, more comfortable with each other. And then every little thing is starting to annoy people. And they're getting a lot more loose with their words.
Would you say that the house guests are letting loose?
Yes, they're letting loose. Loose.
They let Lucy LaDuca into the Big Brother house, and now they're letting loose.
They're letting loose.
The 18th house guest.
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
Could you? They're definitely letting loose with their words, and they're definitely getting more annoyed and free to say how they feel about each other, and just being, if you want to call it mean, being mean about it. But it's they just remind me of two of my my aunts when they get together gossiping. Like I can relate and I can hear, because I can remember sitting in rooms with my aunties and my grandmama and they talking about people and they just letting it fly. And I'm like, oh, okay.
And I think the important thing is like post season when they watch back, if they are like, okay, these are moments, but if they're like, I think could be a good reflection, you know?
I do. I think every house most house guests go through that. After they get out of the house, they're like, okay.
Except for Daniel.
I mean, some actually acknowledge that they didn't. Others will double down on their nonsense. But we'll see the way Felicia and Cirie falls when they leave the house. Once because people are definitely going to point it out to them. They are definitely going to point it out. There's no way people are not going to point it out.
I said this before, but I definitely think it'll be interesting to see, I want to be around for a conversation about, Cirie and seeing what Jared was doing.
Oof. I want to know once postseason, if Sari is even going to answer those questions, because she could be like, I don't want to talk about that. That's between me and Jared. That's a conversation I'm
It's
gonna
a
have with my
personal
son.
thing,
That's a personal thing. And what can you do but respect the family thing? What can we do? Be like, oh, but no, you gotta tell us what you said to Jared when he saw he was. That's not our business, honestly.
Mhm.
If she decides to share it, because honestly, what can she say? Jared is a grown man. He is not in that house as her 14-year-old son who came to visit her in Survivor. He is there as a 25-year-old man playing his own game and doing what he feels is, he needs to do for his game. So really, what can she say about his actions? She can be like, I don't agree with him, but what is that supposed to do? That's a grown man. She can't do anything. She has done her job. She's raised him. He's no longer her responsibility. So honestly, there's nothing she has to say about Jared's actions. They can ask Jared about his actions, but we know what kind of answers he gonna give. But what else?
So like we said, the Sunday episode literally just pressure cooker nominations. We end up with Cameron winning HOH over America and Mimi. That was the final 3. And we did see that America and Cameron made a deal. So Cameron did agree to keep both America and Corey safe this week. We'll talk about the implications of that, because I think in the short term it was a really good idea, and in the long term I don't know if it's going to be. Not that I think Cameron would have nominated either of them this week regardless, but still. He did end up nominating Jag and Blue for eviction. And that's where we ended the Sunday episode. There's a lot of live feed stuff to dive into. So that's really all we had for the episode. If you don't want live feed spoilers, thank you so much for joining. Stick around if you do, because we're going to talk about as much as we possibly can, because good Lord, Jesus, get your merch, subscribe, do the things. Thank you so much. Woo. And we're going we're 3, 2, 1. There we go. Words are working. It is kind of a random HOH. It's been wild. Because what they didn't show on the episode is the moment they came back in after the competition, Cameron said, oh, my stuff's already packed. Boom, I'm going to take my suitcases and go straight upstairs and put my stuff right outside the HOH door. And I'm like, ugh.
I mean, it makes sense. I would have did the same thing
does.
too.
Yes.
I would have did the same thing, but it was kind of like he could have waited to at least. I mean, his stuff was already packed. It didn't need to go upstairs right by the the door. But I understand, because I'm like, shoot, what the heck I'm unpacking for? I'm already packed. So there we go.
Yeah. So we have stuff that has happened.
There's some stuff I really don't even want to talk about.
I don't. Where do we start? Where do we go?
Let's talk about what has happened and where we're at, because the veto has happened. Veto meeting has happened. We have our final noms for the week, and people are starting to talk. They did the veto meeting earlier today, because normally we're live basically when.
And we'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah. Be glad you were there, Nathan. You're one of the few that actually saw it happen.
Party lies. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's for you, Nathan. That's for you.
Yes. Yes. So we had veto. The players were obviously Cameron, Jag, and Blue, as well as I only remember one of the other players.
Jared, was it?
Jared and
Jared played, Red played,
Mimi played.
Mimi played. That is what happened, as well as Jared, Mimi, and Red. We know it has something to do with numbers. Because they were saying, they were talking about, I knew he had a higher number. something like that. It might have been not hide and go veto, but the comp where they have to run through the house to find stuff. Because the feeds were down for a while that day. Like the one where you have to run and like look at the paintings or whatever and see what the different things are, whatever. I think that was a veto. We won't know until Wednesday. But we do know that Red won the power of veto.
Yep.
And as of earlier today, after the veto meeting, Red did not use the power of veto, which means that our final noms for the week are Jag and Blue. And one of them might go home. Because we do still have the invincibility power, which voting for that did end today.
Yes.
So we are expecting probably in our Wednesday episode, we will talk about anything we know about that. I don't feel like that's going to get shown on feeds, nor will we really have any sort of information unless the winner directly talks to feeds and says, hey, I won this.
It's like, thanks for giving this to me. You know, like.
Exactly. So, and depending on who it is, like, if America gets it, America's going to tell us. Because
if Blue gets it, I can see, you know.
Yeah. If Sari gets it, I feel like Sari would tell us. Like, but yeah, I did a whole lot of extra voting today.
Me too.
Because there were all of the different tips and tricks, and thankfully my email address has 2 dots in it, so I got a bunch of different combinations. I threw votes all over the place, honestly. I threw votes on
Cameron.
Esme.
Yeah.
Esme, come here.
Yeah.
Esme, come here.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Look, Esme, wait, come back.
No, I don't want to.
No. Timestamp.
Literally. Already on it. But I threw votes at America. I threw votes at Mimi. I threw votes at Sari. I threw votes at Bowie Jane. I think that was it.
Yeah, I mostly did like America and Mimi. Sorry.
I did all of mine on Mimi.
I just got hit with
Valid.
10 fans. I got hit in his face 10 times with fans, and you're asking if I'm good?
I did all of mine for Mimi. Every vote that I had was all on me.
Well, I'm worried about America now, so I was like, I'm going to throw a little bit of extra.
I can care less about America. I can care less about America.
I know. I really like America.
I like her, but I can care less about her. Just saying.
It's time for America's power. I'm really working on my BB announcer voice.
It's time. Nope.
It's time for America's vote.
It's time for America's vote.
It has to be less gay, is what I'm learning, and I'm going to work on that. But
how do you do that?
I don't know. I'm about to say Logan's still trying to figure that apart.
How do you become
based on what I've seen on Twitter, I feel like the top 4 in the comp is going to end up, or the top 4 competing in the invincibility comp is probably going to be Sari, America, Mimi, and Matt, though I think Corey could be in there. And that's kind of it. I haven't really seen anyone else with like a big, like push for someone to get votes.
Yeah.
No clue when that's happening, but we do know that the power will be active for this eviction and for the next eviction. So assuming if we see feeds go down in the next couple of days for like 4 or 5 hours, then we know it's happening.
Yeah.
As of right now, it's not. Feeds are up as we speak. But yeah, Jag and Blue are our final noms for the week. How do we feel?
I'm okay with that.
I have someone I would rather see go home.
Same. I mean, that's kind of always the case for me. But this is I feel like the time where it's like I really don't care who leaves. I would rather see Blue go. No, same. Like I'd rather see Blue leave, but I won't be like too upset if I see Jag leave. Yeah,
because I like Blue, and I think Blue's been fine. I just think if I'm thinking about like Sari's game, Sari needs to take out Blue.
I also think it would be very funny for after Blue gave that goodbye speech to Heisem to walk out the door next.
Yeah, I think that would be very funny.
God, please let this happen because it would be so fucking funny.
I think at this current moment, as we are sitting here on Monday afternoon, I think Blue is going.
Yeah.
The Sari Felicia coalition is planning to vote out Blue and is trying to figure out when is the right time to tell Jared that they're doing that. Because Jared really doesn't want to get rid of Blue for obvious reasons.
I wonder why.
I mean, Sari already told Jared pretty much.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, Sari ended up telling Jared because she was like, there's no way I'm going to not tell him.
Obviously.
But she told him, but she was like, don't tell Izzy and Felicia and them that.
Well, he's not that good at keeping secrets anymore, so.
I mean, he did not. He has not told Blue yet, but
about him and Sari.
No, he did not. He said he told Blue his mother is in the house.
And
Blue
implied that it was Felicia.
And implied it was Felicia. And Blue was like, "Oh yeah, I kind of see it." And I'm like, "Oh god." And even then, Blue is like trying to buddy up to Felicia, which is hilarious.
This house went wild this weekend, and I guess since we're on the Jared and Blue train, they really had to clean up that couch upstairs.
That is ridiculous. That is, first of all, let me just say, ick, gross, nasty. You do not have sex in a common area where everybody is sitting. That is the most grossest, disgustingest thing. At least, I mean, at least the bland ship of Kyle and Alyssa took it to one pool floaty in the have-not room, and then the other nasty crew of Jack and Elise took it to an HOH stool in the stool. Jack and Elise. Yeah, that's who I said.
Oh, I thought it was Jackson and Holly.
No, it was Jack and Elise too, and Jackson and Holly. All of them used that stool. But at least they took it to a stool in the HOH room and kept it there. And at least the nastiness of Taylor and Monty, which went to the shower in the HOH room.
That.
You leave it to in rooms where things get changed, where sheets get cleaned, when people aren't just constantly sitting. But to do it on the lounge where everybody in that house goes to relax, and you come with some Clorox wipes and just want to pat it down with the
Didn't
Clorox.
He start with dryer sheets?
He said that.
Yeah. Yes. Tense in 11. You're right, Nathan. Jesse, like at least you are in other rooms. Like people use the HOH room. People use one pool floaty in the have-not rooms. People use the stuff in the showers. You go places where it's not common. But these nasty people decide we go.
Imagine if somebody
hold on, Esme. Let me just get this girl. These nasty people decide we gonna take our nastiness and all of these juices and our nasty selves and spread them across the lounge where not just you sit, but the whole. Okay, Esme, you can have it because I'm grossed out.
Could you imagine if like somebody just decided, to walk upstairs, like?
Hello.
Like imagine like Izzy coming upstairs and walking in on that.
Sari walking upstairs
because it's in an open space. It's not walking in; it's walking by.
What if somebody came out the have-not room, which is right across the way? They just walk into that. Like, what?
Imagine having to kick yourself in the ass 25 times and then walking out and seeing two people having sex on a lounge.
It's just, And then when the next day happened and I saw Izzy and America sitting on that couch, I was like, get up! I was screaming at my TV, like, get up. Like, I'm so grossed out. I can never look at that lounge the same again. Like,
I know the couch sounded like this. On it.
Literally crunchy, nasty, and you use some goddamn dryer sheets and Clorox wipes that you thinking is go. Absolutely, Big Brother. If they don't take and reupholster that whole thing and throw it away, like absolutely.
Me and Logan decided that Jared probably didn't even know how to wash it, so because he didn't.
It's just gross.
Anyway, can we talk about the budding showmance that I want to talk about because it's adorable and cute, and that's AmeriCorey. I love them and I want it to happen so bad, and I hate showmances so much, but they're adorable.
They're not adorable.
So
yes, they are.
I think we have a fun dynamic here where Logan hates it. I mean, loves it. Lana hates it. And I don't give a fuck about it. I don't care. I'm neutral.
I think they're so cute. I think there's something so innocent about it. And I know Corey is like very much so like, I don't want to be in a showmance, and I get it. And I don't think he's going to end up in a showmance with America, but I definitely think they're going to continue this flirtation mance. And I'm here for it. Last night in the Have Not, they were adorable together, and then Izzy dropping off the freaking condo.
Looking it up the stairs.
I got on feeds last night just in time to see that whole thing happen, because I kept seeing it on Twitter, and I was like, oh my god, Corey and America in the Have Not. Like, I have to go.
So...
No, I said something in the Discord about like that in the Discord, and
questioning whether or not they're Amanda and McCrae. You're not. They're not America. They're not Amanda and McCrae. They're both better than that.
I mean,
same situation, different people.
Likeable. Likable.
Not crappy people.
I mean, see, this is the crazy thing. Even on Amanda and McCrae season, it was a crappy. They weren't likable because Amanda wasn't likable to me. I liked McCrae.
Found out McCrae was a crap person afterwards.
Right. I liked McCrae during the show.
Sure. Me
after the show, I was like, oh, he's not this great. But during the show, he was likable. She was not, which made the whole situation not likable. Yeah. In this situation, both Corey and America are likable people, so I understand why people like them. Me personally, I'm just over showmances on the show, and I was
valid,
and I was just like, and I think the cuteness lies in the fact that Corey is kind of like, oh, I don't want to do this. I'm not trying to do a showman. My mom is watching. He's 21 years old. He's still a baby. He's still trying to figure this world out, and America's like, look. Why not? Let's just have some fun with it. And I think Corey is creeping up on her. Like, she didn't think she would like him as much as she likes him, which makes it also adorable. I get it. Yeah. It's like, because she wasn't trying to come in and saying, I'm going to find this person and we're going to have a showman, da-da-da. Because if that was the case, she would have probably hooked on the mat, possibly if he had a chance, if she had a chance, But she didn't come in looking for a showman. She didn't expect her to actually like Corey because he's young, because he's goofy, because he's a little awkward and shy. She didn't think. And now it's kind of like, oh, one moment that I did find very adorable between America and Corey, and I will admit it, is when she was sitting outside and she was just sitting there, and Corey walked out just to go to the washer, and she was like, oh, fix my
god, I love it.
And she's fixing her hair. She was like, what the heck am I doing? Just stop it. Like, just stop. Really? Like, that's not, why am I freaking out over this boy? I'm not. And I was like, oh, she really do like him. So I kind of find that adorable, but still.
When they were cuddling, I think it was yesterday, when they were cuddling in the hammock.
Yeah.
And she's like, just give me one more minute of this. And it was like long sigh. And he's like, and then she goes, I can feel your heart beating. And they have this like glance at each other. And I'm just like, stop! This is the first showmance I've cared about since Brendan and Rachel. I'm going to be honest. Like, I have not cared about a showmance since then.
Oh, that's not true for me, because I truly cared about Taylor and Joseph. I thought they were going to be it. If he would have said, if they lasted longer, I was like, they'll be cute.
I don't even, honest to God, I don't even really consider them a showmance. I consider them having dated after they were both on the show together.
I mean, I think they were flirtmans
Right.
on the show. They were flirtmans on the show.
Then
And
I would say I cared about them too. But like true with showmance potential, the last time I cared was Brendan and Rachel, honestly.
Because
Bailey and Swaggy for me.
Oh no, I will retract everything I just said. Bailey and Swaggy.
Bailey and Swaggy for me, because I was like,
yeah.
Oh,
correct.
And I was just
I was like, I can't think of any from the 17 to 21.
Matthew, we already talked about that. No, we don't care about that.
No.
He asked about Jared and Blue.
No, because he's ruining his and his mother's game, and Blue seems lovely and should just run away.
I can't care about Blue and Jared.
No,
I can't. My soul won't allow me to do it.
I care about Blue getting evicted this week so Jared can focus on the game again.
Right.
I care about Blue getting evicted so she doesn't have to deal with Jared.
So she doesn't have to deal with Jared. Yeah. And then I want Jared evicted shortly afterwards. Because
if the last two pre-jurors were Blue and Jared, I wouldn't be upset.
No, they can go figure out.
At this point, I would rather it be Blue and Cameron.
Right.
Which
we'll talk about that because
I was gonna say we could just dive there now because there's been a lot of talk about it's simultaneously there's been talk about this week is quote unquote settled by a lot of people, but there's still a lot of stuff up in the air. Jag is kind of convinced that he's going home Thursday. I really don't think that's the case at this point, but I think as of right now, I don't know who's going. There's a movement there's a movement for voting to evict Blue, and I feel like a lot of people still want to vote to evict Jag because he's a big comp threat. And with the way we've had waffling happen so much on this season, honestly, I think we're going to waffle until Thursday.
I think so too.
Same.
I think so too. So here's the thing. Blue does think Felicia is Jared's mom.
Yeah.
She thinks it, and she's been trying to buddy up to Felicia because Jared made her think that it was Felicia who was his mom in the house and not Cirie. And because I really do think Cirie and Jared have been playing off their relationship by not always being constantly together. Like it's times where they don't even spend time together.
I haven't seen them by themselves in a couple of days.
Yeah, they have.
I think the last time was Saturday morning before the veto.
They have their little moments. They'll meet up in the storage room. If they happen chance to meet in some room together, they'll do a quick talk and then they're gone. Yeah. They don't spend a lot of time. So Jared has spent more time with Felicia alone than he has with Cirie. So it makes sense to the people watch in the house looking at them. So it makes sense. I think they're doing a really good job of playing that off. But yeah,
I think they are too.
Blue does think Felicia is Jared's mom. She's been trying to buddy up to Felicia, trying to get on her good side a little bit, which is hilarious because it was so crazy because right after he told her and that next day she's sitting outside, decides she just wants to eat lunch next to Cirie and Felicia. And we're like, so what are we cooking tonight? I can help you with the sides. I was like,
when
I think that was if Jared was gonna tell Blue, I think this is the best way for him to have done it. I don't think it benefits Felicia whatsoever.
Not whatsoever.
But it doesn't detract from Cirie. And I think if Blue does go this week, I think it'll be a little bit better.
If Blue goes this week, see, this is the thing. If Blue goes this week, does she scream out on her way out that Felicia's Jared's mom? And Felicia be like,
I don't think so. I think Blue has enough integrity for Jared and Felicia that I don't think she says anything. Especially if it's a unanimous vote, maybe. I don't think this vote is going to be unanimous regardless of I think we're finally going to get a split vote.
Thank God.
Which I think is good for Jared and Felicia and Cirie. I don't think it's good for Corey and America, who are slowly becoming new targets.
Yep.
Because everyone realizes how much of a good game they are playing the middle. Now, on the topic of next week's targets, there's been a lot of conversation about that over the last couple of days because nothing was really happening with the veto and we knew nothing was going to happen with the veto. It seems like the majority of people in the House next week would target Red and Cameron, with most likely America as a replacement nom if needed. That seems to be the general consensus. I think if Red wins, I think Red goes after America, some combination of America, Corey, and Mimi. I think if Bowie wins, I think Bowie goes after Mimi, America. I don't really know what Bowie would do because Bowie's still kind of in with the bye-bye bitches, but like is kind of out, and she's starting to realize that she's kind of number 5 in that, which she has been the entire time.
I think she probably goes after like whoever stays between Jag and Blue.
Yeah, I think it would be the other nom from this week plus probably Mimi on the block.
And Mimi and America.
I could also see Red maybe potentially going after Izzy based on conversation, based on a DR that happened in this episode. When he went, she's not good at hiding her emotions and was obviously upset when Cameron won the HOH. And like went and like told Cameron about Izzy not being too happy about him winning the HOH.
And there was a good chunk of time Saturday where we thought, like, after Red had won the veto, there was a good chunk of time where we thought Izzy was going to get backdoored.
Yeah.
Izzy thought Izzy was going to be backdoored. I think Red and Cameron did genuinely consider.
They considered it.
They considered backdooring Izzy. I think that would have been the move to make, honestly, on Cameron's HOH. I think that would have been the move to make.
It would have been a perfect. Nobody would blame him, and even Izzy wouldn't have been able to blame him for making that move.
I still think Izzy stays.
Same.
Yeah. Oh, she does stay.
But I think they attempt the back door and it fails, and then I think everyone goes after Red and Cameron next week for sure, with the exception of Bowie.
Yes.
Also, congrats to Felicia for breaking the HOH going out curse this season.
Yes, Felicia.
Period.
If anyone was going to break the curse, it was going to be Felicia.
For sure.
And yeah, I mean, we really only have like potentially up to 3 more weeks before jury. And it could be as little as a week and a half at this point if this invincibility power doesn't get used.
True.
Right.
And it seems like producers want it to be used. I don't think they want to dive into jury this soon. So, I mean, hell, Jagger Blue could be saved this week with the invincibility power, depending on who wins it. Like, for all we know, one of them could have gotten a ton of votes from casuals, compete in the comp, and win. So, like,
I mean, Matt could win it, and he would do it to save Jag.
I think Matt would save Jag.
I mean, it cancels the whole eviction, so he saved both of them eventually.
Oh, I thought it was after, like, it's like, by a vote of blah, 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 Esme, you've been evicted. And then
I think it's similar to the Second Life thing that Caitlyn got
okay.
I don't know if there's a competition that's involved because since when that happened and she was supposed to win it very easily and
oh wait. So you're saying,
I don't think we have the full details of the power.
Because I thought I read it, and I might have been read it wrong, but I thought it was they saved the eviction, like they canceled the whole eviction.
The halting hex.
Yeah, like the halting hex, the whole eviction just doesn't
happen. So it happens
happen
before anything happens.
Yeah, or right when Julie says it's time to vote, the person can say, hold on, Julie.
Halting hex rise, eviction night dies.
Right. That's what I'm thinking, but I could be wrong.
Looking it up really quick because I'm curious.
Yeah.
Because I could be real wrong, but I thought that's what it was, but who knows?
All that it says for me on like the wiki is BB power invincibility, similar to the bonus wipe on Big Brother 20 US.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
We'll give one house guest the ability to stop the outcome of one of the next 2 evictions.
Okay, so the outcome. Okay.
So it was. So it's. I believe it's after.
After she raised the vote.
After Julie says, "Esme, you've been evicted," I could be like, "But hold up, Julie.
Wait, Candy, wait.
Candy, wait." I love it. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's gonna be after.
Okay, well, I love that. So yeah, if Blue gets evicted, so scenario. If Matt wins, Blue gets evicted, right? Scenarios. If Matt wins, Blue gets evicted. I don't think he uses it.
Bye.
She can go. If Jag gets evicted, Matt will 100% use it. Now, anybody else who I think is in this top 4 will not use it either way. Like I don't think Sari uses it either way. I don't think Mimi uses it either way. I don't think America uses it either way.
No.
And possibly Corey. And Corey, he probably won't use it either way. Then next week, that's a whole other thing. Who knows?
And I mean, at this point, with the fact that we just had endurance, it's probably going to be a knockout AB
memory. AB.
I'm expecting some kind of
true
comp
false
like that. Yeah, I'm expecting a true false situation for this week. Maybe we'll get an HOH on the show. Probably not, but
who knows?
But yeah,
that's it, y'all. I don't know what else to talk about.
I mean, that is really it.
The thing about Cameron with Cameron, not Cameron, was it Cameron? No, Bowie mad at Izzy and Corey for not going to bed and her wanting the lights out because she's like, we're in this have not room, and the lights don't turn out until everybody's in the room. And so she was very upset. And Bowie got pissed. Bowie went and cried to Sari about how mean Izzy apparently has been to her lately, which Izzy is like, Izzy's been kind of short with Bowie Jane. And I think Bowie's like, this is what's pushing Bowie to the Red Cameron side of it all, because Izzy's been very short with Bowie. Felicia's been a little dismissive of Bowie. And I think Bowie's starting to feel all of that. And so Corey and Izzy was up late the other night playing pool outside. They would not go to bed. Bowie Jane was tired. She wanted to go to sleep. They wouldn't go to sleep. So the light stayed on. She was annoyed. And she said something about it. Izzy kind of snapped at her.
Yeah.
And so she was a little upset, crying for Sari. And Sari is like, Bowie is mad at you. And
I don't blame her.
I don't either. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Y'all still outside.
It's like if you're gonna say that you're aligned with someone and try to make it seem to them like you're still aligned with them, regardless of how you actually feel, you need to be doing stuff to like make that person feel included.
Exactly.
And Izzy and Felicia are not doing that. And I think Sari is smart enough, obviously, because she's been on TV 47,000 times. And she knows these games inside and out. I think Sari is doing a great job of it. I think I don't blame Bowie for kind of shifting sides a little bit more, because those are the people that are actually nice to her and like not take care of her, but like make sure she's doing okay, especially this week being a have-not for the first time. Like it's a big adjustment. So I think like I don't blame Bowie.
I don't either.
I don't blame her.
Do I want her aligning with Red and Cameron? Absolutely not.
No.
But do I blame her? No.
Oh.
Like I don't. I wish that the Sari coalition actually cared about Bowie as a number, because again, Bowie has done nothing wrong. Bowie literally has done almost nothing, because I have missed some feeds, so I don't know 100% sure. Bowie's done almost nothing wrong. And the fact that they're just like, fucking Bowie Jane, it's like, why?
Yeah.
Like, I'm very excited for them all to get out of the house and realize, hi, Bowie didn't do a damn thing wrong to y'all at this current moment. Now, if she does things in the future, it's a valid opinion. However, at this current moment that we're currently talking about on day 28, 27?
26.
26. On day 26... she hasn't done anything wrong. Exactly. The Sari coalition hates Bowie. And it is kind of funny. I feel really bad for Bowie because I like Bowie.
Did an Australian person get Sari eliminated from Survivor? Is that
no? No, if anyone from Survivor US was on Australian Survivor, it was Sandra and Russell. And neither of them did all that well.
Nope.
Also, fun fact, apparently Jared was supposed to be on David vs. Goliath originally.
Oh.
when he was 20.
I didn't know that.
And then didn't get cast or dropped. So he was originally supposed to be on the David vs. Goliath season of Survivor.
So he's been like floated in the CBS universe for a while. Okay.
I mean, I don't know how true that is. It's like in the trivia on his wiki page.
Because it sounds like, from what he's been saying on feeds, it sounds like he was cast, and then they asked Sheree. It wasn't the other way around.
Yeah.
Because we originally thought maybe it would have been they cast Sheree and then had Jared. It sounds like from what he's saying, he was like, I knew I was going in with my mom, but like I was the one cast first.
Okay.
Kind of situation. But I think that was everything. We're probably missing stuff. And honestly, that's fine.
Y'all go, if we are missing things, it's plenty of other people who are covering Big Brother and live feeds things. You can check out Twitter. You can check out all the videos from Taryn talks about everything. Nerdtainment, all like
I'm gonna
shout out podcast.
I'm gonna shout out my favorite, Mad Rose D.
Yeah,
because Maddie is on top of her feeds, and I love them.
I love them too.
I've been following them for like 10 years at this point.
They're
incredible.
That was how I got live feed info before.
Me too.
Look at that. And now look where I am. Damn.
I was about to say it's a lot. It's people everywhere on TikTok and Twitter and all over.
Yeah.
BB20 Sarah reacts on TikTok. Like just go look because it's everywhere.
Go follow all of them too because they're
lovely
coverage.
people. They're doing great jobs.
But come back to our coverage because we're fun and we're fun and cute and different and we just bitch about something else. Honestly, is what it is.
And I'll give you party lights if you come back. Party lights. Ooh.
Yes. As a reminder, if this is your first time joining us, thank you again. Make sure to hit the subscribe, the like, all those things, and check out all of our streams. We are live 3 times a week talking about Big Brother. Mondays at 6 Eastern, Wednesdays at 3 Eastern, Fridays at 6 Eastern. So we will be back on Friday, or not on Friday. We will be back Friday, but we'll be back Wednesday talking about, it'll be our pre-eviction thing. Maybe we'll have a little bit more clarity on exactly what's happening with the vote. Who knows? And then we will be back on Friday to talk about the eviction, the new HOH, all of those lovely, lovely things. Thank you so much for joining us. We cover a lot of reality TV here on The Cup TV, so make sure to subscribe and hit the buttons and support us. Or if you're listening to us after the fact on your audio platform of choice, make sure to support us over there. You could follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Cup Pod for all of your most up-to-date Cup news and our funny moments because we are some funny bitches. Our weekly schedule dropped today because I'm on top of weekly schedules, thankfully. So all of that. Make sure to get your merch while you're in the description and all that kind of stuff. Get your merch, link below. And also while you're down there, make sure to follow the 3 of us because we're cool. And all we're really talking about is Big Brother on Twitter. So do that. And thank you so much for joining us. And cheers.
Cheers, y'all. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
And always make sure to expect the unexpected. Good night, house guests.
Good night.
People are always watching.
Bye.
Bye.